Hello, everyone. Thank you for being in here with me today. I hope you're having a good breakfast, a good moment with yourself. And today, I brought a subject that really changed my mind, changed my life. And it was about a waking up minute, a waking up moment that I just understood something that I was missing for like 28 years. So I actually compared this moment of my life to have been really born because hypothetically I was born when I was a kid, right? But the thing is, when I was born, when I was a kid and about being a teenager, I was actually very airy. I was like this person who stayed in the mind realms, only thinking, only imagining, and I was this the whole time. And I was like very much unaware of reality, most of all because my family did suffer some tragedy when I was a kid, and we took way too long to overcome it. If we ever did, I don't know which we did, if we did. And in that process, I think that for escaping reality, I went even more into the imaginary world and the realms of thoughts. And I stayed there for a really long time. I was that kid who did have like good grades at school, but because I was like studying on the last 2 days before the tests. But besides of that, and the fact that I have, where is that? How is that called in English? Let me. Okay, now this. ADHD. Okay. And also maybe because I have ADHD. Um, I was really living in inner reality and I didn't know so much of Earth's reality. And while I was in my imaginary world, not getting to pay so much attention at school because, well, that's how I feel about it. I have no memories of what I have learned. I only learned enough to study 2 days before the tests and pass the tests. And I was the type of ADHD that was really quiet. I used to fear expressing what I felt, what I thought, because of how I was raised under the politics that you have to be pleasant to people and not really express your opinion. So nobody really asked me what was going on, and I stayed in there. I think that only a few closer friends knew how, maybe not how unrealistic I was, because I mean, I was living inside of this reality, but still, I was way too distracted into my imaginary world. And because of this policy of be pleasant to people, uh, don't express things that maybe will upset them, and all of that, I held myself back for a really long time. And when I was 28 years old, I had this friend. Her name is almost the same as mine. I am Danielle, and she is Daniela. Now she lives in Netherlands. Hi, Dani. If you ever watch this, I love you. She was this kid that we grew up since we were 6 years old together. And well, I mean, now she's far away from me, but every time I need some of her skills, I don't hesitate to call. And I totally love her. And she's this fantastic person since when I was a kid. And she's graduated, graduating, graduated now in psychology. And she works with HR. And she gives me all the best tips about that. I think that almost all the vacancies, job vacancies that I ever got, I think she made a small consultation for me in all of them. I will ever forever appreciate being her friend. Well, I really hope I get to see her someday again. Anyway, and she was this really smart kid. I mean, we were 17 and she was already with a salary, and her salary was the highest between our friends. She was really this person that was very, she could deal with anything. And I mean, since when she was a kid, she was this very know how to express herself kind of person. Because I mean, when I was a kid, I was ashamed of everything, and she was like, "Oh, if I don't want anyone in my house, I tell them, hey, get out of my house. I don't want you here." And she was that. And this is not a lie. She was super smart. And I mean, yes, we have been really long time good friends. And she knows about this because I have already spoke to her how that moment of our conversation changed my life. So she was telling me that story. Um, that she was she went into a party invited by her friend, a male friend, and she was invited to the party, so she went to the party. When she arrived at the party, she met her male's friend girlfriend, and she didn't even know that he had a girlfriend, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, that's the true story. But I was 28 and it's been 11 years since she told me that story. I could be wrong, right? I don't doubt that. Maybe my memory could be escaping me. Anyway, and she told me that she went to this party, and out of nowhere she is presented to the girlfriend of this male friend of her, that she didn't even know that the girl existed. And she was like looking a little surprised because she was like, he has a girlfriend. And she, I think that she did this surprise face, and for some reason the girlfriend didn't like the fact that she was there. Probably got jealous or something like this, or maybe because both sides weren't expecting and each other's presence, and maybe because she did this surprise face. Well, something made that girl not like my friend Danny. And in her story, in a certain moment of the party, my friend went to the bathroom, and while she was in the bathroom, the party owner, which was her male friend and the girlfriend, went to the living room to discuss in private the fact that she was in the party. And for what she had heard, the girl was saying something like this: "Oh, but why did you invite someone that I don't even know? I don't like that girl in here. And why did you not present me her previously? Why it's by surprise that I'm getting to meet one of your girl friends, and she looks like she didn't like me and all of that stuff. Why did you invite her? I don't want her here." Now, my very expressive friend, which I've not, if I'm not mistaken, her birthday is in January 23rd. I hope I'm right. I don't like to forget very good friends' birthdays. Anyway, and out of nowhere, I mean, not out of nowhere, I mean, she heard the conversation. She overheard the conversation because the bathroom was next to the living room. It was like one of those half baths that is like in the central area of the house, the place where they would receive people. So it was closed doors. And she very politely, very calmly, very much in her own way of being, that I admire so much because she's so centralized, she's so focused. She got out of the bathroom with all the class in the world, and she got into the living room, stopped by their side, and she spoke, "Hey, excuse me, are you talking about me?" And the girlfriend from her male friend was like astonished. She was like stuck, as in surprise. I mean, Am I talking all of that? And the girl was overhearing me the whole time and she got stuck. And then my friend said that. So, hey, let me tell you why I'm here. I'm a friend of this person. He invited me. I'm in a party that I have been invited. I'm not breaking through into your party. I'm sorry that he wasn't polite enough to have presented us previously. I also didn't know you, and I don't want to cause any mistakes. Now, if you want, I can leave, but I was invited. And I don't see anything that I could have done that would make you feel like I would cause you problems just by the fact that I'm here. So she said to her male friend, I'm sorry. Don't invite for me for this kind of situation the next time. I don't want to go through this again. This makes me feel uncomfortable. And to the girl, she said, I don't know what I did for you to already start unliking me just because we didn't know each other. If we didn't know each other and we were presented right now, it's just a matter of getting to know each other. I think that this was something like that. And she felt in peace. She probably did something like this with her hair because, I mean, we are women, right? And she went away with all the peace in the world. The girl that heard her, the girlfriend from her male friend, was like shocked and totally surprised. She couldn't answer a word. And this was her telling me that story. And when I heard that story, I was like, really? Did you do that? No, I mean, I do believe that she did that because I know Danny's power of expression. And I was like, Danny, really? Did you do that? Danny, people can talk? So you felt uncomfortable about something and you talked and you discussed it? Can people do that? And I was like, oh my God. She expressed herself in something that she wasn't liking. She expressed herself for something that made her feel uncomfortable. And she expressed herself to a male friend and her girlfriend in a party. Can people do that? And that moment, that story that she told me, changed my life. I was like, hey, of course, she's so smart. Why wouldn't she express herself? And I was like, what the guts she had, right? I mean, how brave she was to do that. Expressing herself. Now, I know that this is kind of uncommon, maybe in the United States, because I do know the power of Americans to express themselves. I have been in New York, Ohio, and I met some people from Michigan while I was in Ohio. And I was at Sandusky and I was at the Cedar Point. Oh my God! I went to visit the Top Thrill dragster that, if I'm not mistaken, doesn't exist anymore. But fortunately, I got to know it. And while I was there, I got to see some people that was from Michigan, and they were very expressing themselves too. So I do know the power of Americans to express themselves on whatever it is the way that they want to. So maybe this conversation feels a little bit awkward to some of you, but maybe some people are shy. Some people that will watch these lives maybe could be shy. And I was like, oh my God, she expressed herself about something that she didn't like. And she expressed herself like openly. She didn't even went behind the girl's back. She went right to the girl's face. Really? Oh my God, guys, I have to tell you, this is almost me like venting because, oh my God, you have no idea how this conversation changed my life. And I was like, okay, this is me reflecting to myself. Okay. I was like, okay, she's super smart. She didn't like a situation. She stood up for herself. She faced the awkward situation and she expressed herself to her friend and the girl complaining about her. It so turns out that what she did was with so much class and so much assertive way, in an assertive way, that the other girl even started liking her. And this story healed me in a place that I was holding for 28 years of my life. I feel like when she told me that story, it seems to me that I was born. I feel like I was born that day. I mean, actually, it took me some years to really wake up and being born, because it does take some time for us to figure something's really deep inside of ourselves, right? I mean, you don't change from a very angry person into a very pacific person in one day only. I mean, these changes, they take time to be processed, right? Sorry, my nose is scratching. And I was there and I was really reflecting, oh my God, people can express themselves. The whole time I have been hiding everything that I have been feeling just because people wanted me to be a polite person. And I'm obeying. I have been obeying to that. Why am I obeying? To like disrespect myself. And I was like, oh my God, the whole time I could have expressed so many things. And then the shot backfired, because when I woke up from this, I felt like I held my expression for such a really long time, guys, but for such a really long time, that I started over expressing myself. I started to say everything in many situations, and I started to really like putting it out there. And if I felt like if someone else's ideas was trying to oprimir, let me check another word just a bit. Oprimindo. Oppressing, yeah. I felt like if someone else's ideas was oppressing my idea, I would like speak louder. I mean, I couldn't reach I couldn't reach Danny's classy way. I'm still searching for that, because I mean, Danny can be super classy. But then I started over expressing myself because I felt like I was years and years late to do that. So if people's ideas was trying to oppress my own ideas, I would like sometimes over speak in the sense of enhancing my voice to put my idea out there, because I really felt like I needed to be heard. And the way I was raised, I mean, I was the sixth kid. And the sixth kid, let me tell you, she doesn't get too much attention. And most of all in my family, because all of my brothers and sisters, they were competing for my mother's and father's attention, and and I was the cutest one. And so because of that, I really didn't get that much of attention. And my brothers and sisters, they spent my whole life oppressing my ideas. They spent my whole life telling me that all my creativity was bad. I was a singer, and they were like cursing, swearing against the fact that I like to sing. I'm not that bad of a singer, but I really sing a lot. And for every reason that I tried to express myself, they were trying to oppress me in every little detail. I grew up in that situation. And I think that at a certain point, that made me feel so angry that I wasn't heard in my own family, that I started to like overexpress it. The reason I am telling this story today, it's not because I want you to overexpress as I did. The good thing about this is I'm laughing because I know it's hard, okay? But the idea is for us to express ourselves with the same classy that Danny did with that girl on that day. And Danny, I'm such a fan of her. And I was like, okay, I can't express myself against things that I don't like, against things that make me uncomfortable. And I can express myself when I have ideas and when my creativity is going on. Okay, I can express myself. And after that, I just started releasing all that I had kept in order, in the sense of my creativity, my ideas, my. And I mean, I am an absurd dreamer. I am an absurd. Um, I can really dream very out there. I can really daydream very much out there. Really big dreams. Really, I mean, I can really be a very dreamer. Thanks God. I like that. And because of that, I've used it to have fear to express myself, and people think that my ideas were too crazy. And when I was a kid, they used to tell me that I was from the moon because I was way too different. Previously, I used to think that that was like when someone is swearing against you and saying bad things about you to your face. But after some point, when I got to comprehend some things from the world, and I did understand that it's actually the society that is functioning as a very diseased hive, I understood that it was not a problem for me to be different. And when they came to me to tell me that I was from the moon, I started facing that almost as a compliment. I mean, there is a sentence that people say that it was said by Einstein. Einstein. I'm not so sure if it was or if it was someone else's idea. But the sentence is like this: it is not a meaning of a healthy life to be living in the same way as an unhealthy society. And when I read that sentence, it's very famous in Brazil. When I read that sentence, I understood that the fact that I was different and the fact that I was defending my difference was a good thing. Also, in the previous live, I was talking about people normalism, right? The normalism is this kind of sickness and pandemic disease in behavioral aspects, that when something is really about to have this huge change worldwide level, some people feel it changing and they get so desperate that they try to convert you to think that the good idea is to be normal, and you have to be into the normal behavioral behaviors, you have to be the normal type of thinking, the normal type of living. They don't want you to go out of the curve and be someone totally different. But actually, this is the beauty of life and people to me. I see people being different, and the more different that they are, the more I get enchanted um, by their way of expressing themselves. I really like when people shine their differences. That feels to me like, hey, yes, you are unique. You are one being in the middle of so many others, and we do like so many likely things. But each one of us came with something so different to express to the world and to share with other people. We can grow so beautiful ideas that sometimes get inspired only into our hearts. And why are we holding this back, And after that, I released so many ideas that I actually got the courage to write some books. And I wrote a book on telepathy. It's not published yet because it's under construction, and I'm very exigent to myself, so I really want to add some extra material. But previously, I would be like, oh my God, how am I going to write a book about telepathy? Nobody's going to believe me. Oh my God, this is super new. People is going to think that I'm crazy. I'm not going to do that. That's like a life waste of time. And now the book is ready. No, the book is in building, but it has already around 140 pages. And I don't care for people who don't believe in telepathy. I do. I have experimented it. I know that some other people have. I've seen some other people growing the subject into the world and sharing it with others as well. Uh, so if others can express their crazy ideas, why do I have to hold back? I mean, I spent so much time of my life hearing others bullshits. I'm sorry. Look for a better word, Danny. Others people's nonsenses. Good. Better word. And I spent so much time of my life hearing other people's nonsenses. And I have so many clever ideas and in based in so many logic, in so much logic and so much eloquence. Eloquence exists in English? Eloquência. Yeah, eloquence, precisely. And with so much eloquence that why am I holding myself back? I mean, I can even have absurd ideas, but if I can explain what is that absurd idea based on and explain the logic that makes it be truthful and conclude it in a way that will make other people that wasn't comprehending it to start comprehending it. So maybe my ideas are not that bad. I get to explain myself. I'm good in arguing. I mean, I do build very logical, rational ideas in order to, when I go explain myself to someone else, I do give the base, I do give the construction, I do give the conclusion. So the full idea is delivered in a complete way to the for the other to understand. So I was like, if I heard so many dumb people around my whole life expressing so much nonsense, why do I have to shut up again? I mean, if I have to put up with other people, the world is gonna have to put up with me as well. And then I started to express myself. So I'm saying this because maybe if you're shy, or maybe if you were taught to not express yourself because the world out there mattered so much more, I'm telling you that that's a lie. You are super valuable. Your ideas are amazing. Sometimes they can change other people's lives. My friend changed my life just because she told me an 8-minute story. You know what I mean? And if she hadn't tell me that like a gossip, if I hadn't heard that gossip, God knows how long time more I would have spent without expressing myself. And now I don't fear expressing myself. And I do find some people that, okay, besides the telepathy book, I have some kids stories book going on aside as well, and I do love them because they're very spiritualized stories for kids, and also they're so spiritualized that they can also touch grown-ups hearts. I just didn't publish them yet because I'm not so good in making things come out from the realms of thoughts to the physical realm. So the books are here in my computer, this one, but they're not out there in the world yet. Just a few friends read it because I wanted some feedback, but I still am registering those books. So nothing on yet. And the thing is, that changed my life. That made me feel like I was born because when that happened, I started connecting the being that I am on my inside in my imaginary world and all the things that I was for so long time thinking to myself and to this person that would have this space to be heard in the or on the earth. And because of that, because I connected my expression in the earth, in the physical realm, with my very imaginative ideas, I started being more realistic. I started seeing earth. I started reflecting on how people used to behave, and I started reflecting how those behaviors would reflect on a daily recurrent consequence of choices. And when I understood that, I started participating a little bit more here on earth, and I was like, no longer too imaginative. I was imaginating, but along with it, I was also living. And I started living this earth reality. And I started to comprehend so many things, including the fact that I was trying to escape myself from the tragedy that my family passed when I was a kid. And yeah, and that took a really long time to heal, even though I think it's not fully healed yet, because something like that you cannot, I think, I mean, maybe you can't ever heal. And yes, then I was born. So I say to people that I was born to at 28 years old, because then I could really come here on earth to participate and to share and to receive and to spread my ideas and grow my ideas with other people's ideas. I'm telling you this because if you have been hiding yourself for whatever reason that is, remember this: you have to put up with so many nonsense from other people. Why can't you share your bright, beautiful, kind-hearted ideas with the world, for however simple they are or for however childish they may seem? And it's this is actually good that if you have a childish idea, if you express this to someone else, you can actually take some friends' help to make your childish idea grow into something more mature. And sometimes you only get to mature an idea just by expressing your childish idea to a more mature friend. Because when you give that idea, that raw idea to that friend, he or she will bring together their ideas to grow that idea together with you, and something that previously was seeming a little bit childish now will start growing. And it's good to go through that process. It's so beautiful to look at myself nowadays and understand how much I grew from when I was 28 years old to my current 39. And because of that, I'm really grateful. My friend telling me that gossip that day changed my life. It changed the whole way I would face the world and life on world as it is. It changed everything for me. She gave me like an extra power that I didn't used to have. And I will be forever thankful for her because, yeah, it's just an 8 minute gossip, but it changed my whole life. And it hasn't been the same since then. I do hope that this conversation we're having in here can change your ideas on being so shy and not expressing yourself out there, you know? So you have good ideas, you are kind hearted. So you probably do have a lot of beautiful things to show to the world. And sometimes, if you have been holding your expression back, as I was, maybe the first things you will express will not be the prettiest ones, but don't hold yourself back anyway, to not train yourself to be held back anymore. Because even if you have a bad idea now, but you're learning and training on how to express yourself, when you have a good idea, you'll be able to express it too. And maybe one of your ideas can change someone else's life, as my friend changed mine. So I do hope you know how much value you have inside of yourself to share with the world. So start sharing. Maybe it won't be like the whole world that will appreciate it, like when Mr. Beast was born and became the first channel on YouTube. But people who agree with your idea will combine with your ideas and they will help your ideas grow, and they will maybe use your ideas to be inspired to also inspire some other people, as Mike Love and Echo Bear are doing. And yes, this can be very healing to you. So please remember to share. You have good stuff too. And you can just by sharing an idea, you can heal someone else's life. So thank you if you were in here with me so far, or not. If you just passed by, thank you too. If you're liking the contents, remember to give us your likes, share with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. Also, remember to pass by Love and Moon Boutique. Let me show you a little bit of Love and Moon Boutique. I love their page. Um, I love their page. They have so much stuff of the kind of stuff that I like. And if you become a subscriber on their page, you have so much benefit. You have a wellness space in which you will get, where is it? Love and Moon. In which you will have text for support message 24/7. If you have any concerns, any ideas you want to reflect upon, you will just write on the text for support message and someone will be there to help you. Whatever it is, having only a conversation, helping you to pray, or just doing tarot card, or just giving you an astrological chart, whatever this is, there will be someone there to support you. And now, am I sharing it? Yes, we're sharing it. So they have so many things: necklace, bags, rings. I want the decor. I like the decor. We're home vibes. Yes, that's my favorite part of it. So check this. No, honey. Tapestries. Yes, I love that part of it. So in here, you can find so many things that you can use to put in your house and make your house be the reflection of this spiritual moment you've been going through. I do like the patterns of what they have in here. And this is not all. They have so much more, okay? And on the wellness space, they have those healing Tibetan balls. Well, you will find so much in here. Just try to give it a look. It's loveandmoonboutique.com. And if you become a membership, you will have more content and enhanced and deepened into spirituality as well, and esoteric content too. So remember to give it a look. And if you are content, remember to share, okay? Thank you so much. Kisses in your heart. I hope you have a lovely weekend ahead of you and that you get to enjoy yourself each time more, okay? Thank you. Kisses in your heart. Bye bye.